Welcome to ERi-TV English News broadcast for this hour. I'm Barsaba Taghla reporting live from the headquarters in the capital Asmara, and these are the top stories for today, Thursday 20 November. Meetings on ensuring use of social service institutions in Gash-Barka region. Seminar on objective situation held for Diaspora nationals. Iran denies starting nuclear talks with the US. And EU unveils plans for military Schengen. In your domestic reports, Ambassador Mahmoud Ali Houri, governor of the Gash-Barka region, conducted meetings on 14 and 15 November with public representatives in the subzones of Fortosawa, Karkabat and Sal'a, focusing on the equitable distribution and use of social service institutions. Ambassador Mahmoud said that development programs aimed at improving the livelihoods of citizens are being implemented and called for proper use and follow-up to ensure the sustainability of social service provision institutions. Regarding participation in education, Ambassador Mahmoud called for strengthening the relations between students, parents and teachers with a view to enhancing the teaching-learning process. He further called on the public to strengthen participation in addressing the shortcomings that the educational facilities are facing, ensuring school-age children attend school, and increasing the role of teachers and administrators in enhancing students' school enrollment, especially that of females. The participants conducted extensive discussions and adopted various recommendations. In other news, Mr. Birhane Gebrehiyot, chargé d'affaires at the Eritrean embassy in the U.S., conducted a seminar for nationals residing in Seattle, focusing on the objective situation in the homeland and regional developments. Mr. Birhane said that as a result of Eritrea's enhanced internal capacity, many countries are expressing readiness to engage with Eritrea based on mutual benefit and cooperation. He added that this is the result of the strong resilience of the Eritrean people, the government, the PFDJ and its armed forces. Mr. Birhane also called on nationals in the diaspora to strengthen their organizational capacity and participation in national affairs. Ms. Hadinet Kaleta, head of Public and Community Affairs, on her part, gave extensive briefing on the programs for 2026 for the expansion of the PFDJ organization, strengthening public diplomatic activities as well as community services. Likewise, Ambassador Stefanos Habtemariam, Director General of the Desks Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, conducted a meeting with heads of national associations in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. At the meeting, in which heads of the Eritrean community, PFDJ, National Union of Eritrean Women, YPFDJ and the White Trucks Owners Association took part, Mr. Stefanos gave briefing on the objective situation in the homeland and regional developments, and commended the participation of the national associations in national affairs. Regarding the health sector, Mr. Tedros Adhanom, head of the vaccination program at the Ministry of Health, indicated that children's vaccination coverage nationwide has reached over 98%. Mr. Tedros said that as a result of the strong efforts exerted over the years since independence, the prevalence of polio, tetanus, measles and rotavirus diseases is on the verge of eradication. He also stated that strong follow-up is being conducted on land borders, airports and ports to control the cross-border prevalence of the diseases, and that vaccination programs against polio and measles have been conducted in 27 subzones in the southern and Gash-Barka regions. Mr. Tedros went on to say that since August 2025, vaccinations for hepatitis and hepatitis virus B have been provided in all regions of the country with the aim of controlling the prevalence of the diseases among pregnant women and infants. Moreover, Mr. Tedros said that introducing malaria and fever vaccinations, organizing vaccination programs, and controlling cross-border diseases are among the activities planned by the Ministry of Health for 2026. Next is international reports. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Yesterday, Wednesday, 19 November, Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai rejected a recent claim by the U.S. president that Tehran and Washington were holding nuclear talks. He made the remarks in an address to reporters in Tehran one day after U.S. President Donald Trump said that the United States was talking to Iran and that Tehran wanted very badly to make a deal. Baghai stressed no negotiation process currently exists between Iran and the United States. Iran and the United States previously held 5 rounds of indirect Omani-mediated talks on Tehran's nuclear program and U.S. sanctions between April and June. A 6th round scheduled for June 15 was cancelled following Israeli airstrikes on multiple Iranian nuclear and military sites. In today's final report, the EU Commission has prepared a plan for a military Schengen to facilitate the movement of troops and heavy equipment across the bloc in case of a standoff with Russia. EU officials have long complained that it would take weeks to mobilize forces due to logistic and infrastructure problems. According to a document made public yesterday, the bloc intends to establish an EU-wide military mobility area by 2027, seeking to cut through red tape, introduce common rules for redeployment, and provide priority access for armed forces in emergencies. The report also noted that it would currently take around 45 days to move an army from Western European ports to the Russian border, with plans to cut the time down to 3 or to 5 days. In recent months, numerous EU officials have speculated that Russia could mount a direct attack on the bloc in several years. Moscow, however, has rejected these claims, dismissing them as nonsense. The viewers, that was it for today, but before we conclude, a quick reminder of the top stories. Meetings on ensuring use of social service institutions in Gash-Barka region. Seminar on objective situation held for Diaspora nationals. Iran denies starting nuclear talks with the U.S. And EU unveils plans for military Schengen. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow same time with more news and developments, but until then, have a good one.